What's up, everyone? Lucas here, and I'm going to bring you an Ask LBD segment. This is episode, I'm not sure what episode it is. I'll have to look back and we'll put it. But Ask LBD is where I answer your fitness questions. Before I get into it, though, I'll give you a little life update. You know, I'm here in Miami Beach. I just recently moved here 3 or 4 weeks ago. The past couple of YouTubes, I was in Miami too, but I just recently moved here, and you know, I have to say I'm more motivated than ever with my fitness and with my business. So it's a really awesome place for me to be in. And also, if you are in the area, I do a free complimentary workout in person where I'll work out with you. So if you're watching this and you're ever in Miami, you don't have to be my client. I'll work out with you for free as long as we can film it here. But just shoot me a DM, shoot me a message, and we'll work it out. Okay, so Ask LBD, I take these questions from my Facebook group and from my email. You know, I put an email blast out. So I'm just gonna say who asked the question and what the question is, and then answer them. So pretty simple. So Q&A, Ask LBD, it's it's February 9th, 2022. Okay. First question is, Elizabeth Moody asks, can you eat too much protein? And yes, you can eat too much protein depending on your body weight and how much muscle you have. So I recommend 1 gram of protein per body weight. So obviously, if you're not carrying as much muscle, you don't need as much protein. So for example, I'm 260 pounds. I shoot for around 260 grams of protein, maybe a little bit more. But if you overeat protein, you know, so if I'm 260, if I was having like 500 grams, some of that may be stored as body fat. So you don't want to overeat protein. You know, in general, 25 grams per meal for women, 40 to 50 for men is general advice, okay? Karina, I can't pronounce your last name, Karina H. I would like to know how we can do intermittent fasting with your program, or what your thoughts are. Are you for it or against it? Okay, so my rant on intermittent fasting is, I don't really believe, well, first of all, yes, you can do it on my program, but I'm not a huge advocate of intermittent fasting in the traditional sense where they, you know, fast for 16 hours and eat 8. If your goal is overall, or even more drastic, you know, I've heard of people fasting for 20 hours and eating for 4. But if your goal is overall weight loss and you don't really care about your physique as much and your muscle mass and your performance, it's okay. But I'm assuming most of you care about, you know, having some muscle, looking hard, firm, and you want to have good workouts in the gym. So I do believe in feeding your body throughout the day. But my little rant on intermittent fasting is, I fast every single day, okay? So my last meal is around 7 p.m. and my first meal is around 7 or 8 a.m. So I'm fasting for 12 hours. Now, am I intermittent fasting? No, I'm just living my life. I'm not eating while I sleep. So I do recommend sleeping during the night. You know, a lot of younger guys, or when they're trying to bulk up, they may try to like wake up and have a shake. I don't recommend that. So I do recommend sleeping straight through the night and, you know, having your last meal a few hours before bed and then having your first meal a little after you wake up. So that's what I recommend for fasting, but I'm not intermittent fasting. I'm just living my life, as I like to say. So that's what I recommend you doing, especially if your goal is performance-based or if you want to have any significant amount of muscle. That's just in my opinion. Joanne Kelso, at what point in the program do you recommend a refeed or cheat meal? Yeah, so cheat meals, you might have seen my shirt, Motivated by Cheat Meals. I just launched a couple weeks ago. But cheat meals, honestly, if your goal is fat loss, they're not super necessary to accomplishing your goal. Cheat meals are more for your mental sanity and just for lifestyle, you know, because most people, they like to go out on the weekends, they got a family, they're gonna go out to dinner, whatever. So, you know, you can have 1 cheat meal a week, 1 every 2 weeks. It's not really gonna affect your progress that much. But if you really wanna see optimal progress and maximize your results, and your goal is fat loss, the longer you can go without a cheat meal, the leaner you're gonna be, the leaner, or the quicker you're gonna get leaner. So a cheat meal is not really necessary unless you're really, really lean and you've been dieting a long time and you need to give your body a surplus of calories. And then, so after maybe 6 to 8 weeks of dieting, you know, I'll give you an example. When I was doing my competition preps, when I was competing in bodybuilding, I did like, the longest prep I did was 26 weeks. So in 26 weeks, I maybe had like 2 or 3 cheat meals the entire time. So a cheat meal is not really necessary unless you know, you've been dieting a long time and you're already super lean. Now, having said that, I understand, you know, I have a cheat meal once a week. So you absolutely can have a cheat meal once a week, but be aware it's not really going to help you get leaner unless you're already long into the process. You know, my goal, I'm not trying to get leaner right now. I'm just, you know, living my life, enjoying my life. So at what point do you recommend cheat meal? Everyone is different, but really the longer you can go without one, the longer you can go without one, the better results you will have. Naya asks, should reps be done, or hey Lucas, should reps be done at a slower or faster rate? Does it matter either way? Also, how much time break in between reps do you recommend? In between reps? Or in between reps, there's no time. You're just doing the reps, you know? In between sets, anywhere from 60 seconds to 3 minutes, depending on what exercise you're doing. You know, if you're doing a compound lift like a bench press, squat, or deadlift, you're gonna rest a little longer. Reps should be controlled at a moderate pace. Now, I do recommend the negative portion of the movement you want to control and go slower. So that's super important. The negative portion, so, you know, when you're going down on a bench press, when you're going down in a curl, down in a squat, you want to go slower and control the weight. That's going to, you know, get more fibers activating, drive more blood in there, and you're going to build more muscle and see better results. So control the negative slower, but overall, you're just performing the reps at a moderate pace is what I recommend. Okay. Donald H. Sorry, if I don't say the last name, it's because I can't pronounce it. Donald H. How do you battle / recover from muscle soreness after a workout? And is it okay to work out the next day if you're sore? So I'll answer the second question first. Is it okay to work out the next day if you're sore? I mean, you never want to train the same body part 2 days in a row. You only want to train, you want to train each body part every 5 to 8 days. So if you're sore, you know, if your chest is sore, yeah, you can train back, or if your back is sore, you can train arms. Yeah, so, you know, you shouldn't really have that problem because you're not training the same muscle group twice, you know, back-to-back days. So if you're sore the next day, yeah, you should train, just train a different muscle, you know. And then the other question was, how do you battle, recover from muscle soreness? Man, so I have a blog on my website. I know I've answered this question lots of times, but I'll say it again here. So I got 5 tips for increase or improve your recovery, okay? 5 tips. A couple are very simple, a couple are more advanced and expensive. Tip number 1, make sure you're eating enough protein on your diet. So make sure you're eating all the protein, like I said, at least 1 gram per body weight protein. So you got protein, carbs, and fats. Protein are the most important macronutrient for your body composition, to improve your body composition. So tip number 1 for recovery is make sure you're eating enough protein. Tip number 2 is supplement with branched chain amino acids. They have been proven or shown to improve recovery and reduce muscle soreness. They also increase protein synthesis, which basically means your body's ability to digest protein and utilize the protein you're eating. Okay, so those are 2 very simple tips that everyone can do. Tip number 3 is we get into a little more advanced. Cryotherapy is, you know, you go into the cold, not tub, but the cold chamber. You stand up for 3 minutes. It's cold therapy. I really am a huge believer in cryotherapy or in cold therapy. So cryotherapy or ice baths, they reduce inflammation. It shocks your body. So when you get out of the tank or the tub for an ice bath, your body has to fight to get back to, you know, homeostasis, 97 degrees, 98 degrees, whatever. So that's when your body is going to recover and drive blood to different areas of your muscles. So that's how it reduces inflammation. That's not the scientific answer, obviously, but cryotherapy, I'm a big believer in cryotherapy. Tip number 4 for recovery, deep tissue massage. So you don't just want to do regular massage. You want to do deep tissue massage where they really like dig in with their elbows and different tools. And that's going to help break up adhesions in your muscles and in your body, okay? Break up scar tissue, which improves blood flow, okay? So that's number 4 for recovery. Number 5 is now, obviously cryotherapy and deep tissue massage costs a little money. Cryotherapy will cost anywhere from $200 to $500 a month. And for cryotherapy, if you can't go 3 times a week, it's not worth the money per month. So if you can only do it once a week, it's not worth the investment. So I would only do it if you can do it 3 times a week is where it's worth paying a monthly membership. And then deep tissue massage will run anywhere from 60 to 150 for 60 minutes. You know, it varies based on the city, how experienced the person is. So, you know, those are techniques that cost a little bit of money. Technique number 5 is even a little more expensive, and it's vitamin drip therapy. I'm a huge believer in this. I personally do IV vitamins probably once or twice a month. It's where they, you know, it's intravenous. So they put the needle in your vein and they put vitamin C, vitamin B, amino acids, L-carnitine, glutathione. And I'll tell you what, if you can afford it and you have, or if you're in a city that does it, which now every major city does vitamin therapy, I'm a huge believer in IV therapy. You'll feel like a champ. I mean, I haven't gotten sick, knock on wood, knock on whatever the material this is. I haven't gotten sick in like 6 years. I feel amazing. My energy is amazing. And I'm not doing like caffeine, a ton of caffeine. So I'm a huge believer in IV therapy if you can afford it. You know, you'll pay anywhere from 150 to 350, 400 bucks for one session. So, you know, that's more of like a luxury service. But like I said, those are the 5 recovery techniques. 2 of them are very simple. 3 of them a little more advanced. Just depends on how, you know, how far you want to go with this. I hope that helped out Donald. Okay. Ernest Williams. Why is it that you never changed my diet over the last year? Can I eat lean fish and shrimp as a good protein source? So the first answer is yes, you can eat lean fish and shrimp as a good protein source. You know, I wouldn't recommend fried shrimp, but grilled shrimp, tilapia, whitefish is all good protein sources. And then why haven't I changed your diet in the last year? This is something I would like to cover. So, you know, as a client, you send me your check-ins. I make adjustments as needed. But if you're making good progress, there's really no reason to change anything. So my job as a coach is to set you up with the best plan to give you optimal results, to maximize your progress. So I'm not going to just change something for the sake of changing something where if you just stuck with the same plan, you're going to get better results. So what is good progress? So if you're making good progress, there's no reason to change anything. You could eat the same thing every day for years if you're making progress. Now, most people are going to hit a plateau. They're going to stall where you make adjustments. But if you're making good progress, so if your goal is weight loss, anywhere from 1 to 3 pounds lost per week, or if your goal is gain muscle, anywhere from ½ pound to 2 pound gain per week is good progress. Okay, so if you're making good progress, there's really no reason to change anything unless you want a food substitution. So all my clients can always ask for food substitution request. Just put in the subject line of the email, food substitution request, and let me know what foods you want to change. Because obviously, you know, eating the same foods every day does get tiresome. So if you want to change a protein source or carb source, it's perfectly fine. Just let me know. But yeah, if I'm not changing anything on your plan, it's because you're making good progress. You know, I'm not going to just change something just for the sake of changing something to make it seem like things are exciting and interesting when it's not going to give you as good of results. You know, why would I set up your plan not to give you the best results? And if that means eating the same things all the time, then, you know, you hired me to be a guide and to give you the truth and to help you the best. So that's what I, you know, aim to do. Okay, next question is from Josh. I use 1UP for all my supplements. Always work out early AM. I mix stem pre-workout with BCAAs. Is there any reason why I should not do this? Also, if I am in the cut, I will do another BCAAs during cardio or later in the day. So it sounds like you're doing everything right. You can absolutely mix the stem pre-workout, the stem 1UP, with branched chain amino acids, because branched chain amino acids don't contain caffeine. And they're 2 totally different supplements. So yeah, you're doing the right thing. I would definitely recommend mixing them both, actually. And then BCAAs during cardio or later in the day. Yeah, you got the right thing. So you always want to do your BCAAs during your workout, during your weight training session, and then also during your cardio session. So twice a day is a great, 2 scoops a day is a great amount. It's about 10 to 15 grams of BCAAs, which is perfect. So Josh, it sounds like you're doing everything 100% right. And I'm glad you chose. Thank you for choosing 1UP Nutrition. Vicky H, is there anything to keep in mind when doing a cable row wide grip and a lateral pull down V handle? Yes, there is. So she's referring to back training. So on back training, I'll give you a couple tips. The biggest tip on back training, and I'm sure if you see my Instagram, my videos, you know what I'm gonna say. You never want to have a tight grip on the handle or bar for back training. You want to have your thumbs over the bar or off the handle completely. Okay, so it's just like this, over or off completely. So that's gonna make your hands act as hooks. So it's gonna be easier to pull with your lats and not your biceps and forearms. So if you notice, if you have a tight grip on the bar, you're gonna get some biceps and forearms in there as well. And if you have a looser grip, it's easier to pull with your lats. Now you may have to lighten up the weight. And also, I do recommend using wrist straps. Wrist straps take your grip out of it. Because remember, if you're training your back, we're not training our grip. You're trying to train your back, to isolate your back. If you're training your grip, you're gonna do a grip movement. You're not gonna do lats. You know what I'm saying? So I do 100% believe in isolating each muscle you're training. And if you're training your back, you wanna isolate the muscle accordingly. So that's the biggest tip, is have your thumb over or thumb off. Also, when you drive back, like on rows, when you drive back, slightly puff out your chest and keep your shoulders back. And the same principle on pull down, slightly puff out your chest, shoulders back. Those two tips will greatly help you activate your lats more efficiently. I guarantee it. Okay. Ashley Plummer, how can a woman build her lower body without bulking the upper body? So remember, bulking comes down to diet, not really weight training. You don't get bulky from weight training, you get bulky from eating in a caloric surplus. So if you don't want to build a bulky body and you're a lady, you just got to keep your diet in check, do cardio. Now, how do you build your legs but not your upper body? I would train heavy for legs, 12, 15 reps heavy. So use heavy weight for 15 reps. Now, I could go into my, obviously if you do 15 reps, it's going to be lighter weight than if you did 8 reps, but it's still heavy weight within the given rep scheme. So train heavy weight for legs, and then maybe for upper body, maybe legs do twice a week, upper body train everything once a week, maybe do higher reps, less volume. So if you don't want to develop the muscle as much, now also keep in mind, you don't just blow up overnight. I didn't get big, and I got big over 16 years of training. You know what I mean? So you're not just going to blow up. Trust me, you'll be able to say, oh, I'm gaining too much muscle. If you're gaining too much muscle, you're a genetic freak. So you're probably not just going to be like, I'm jacked all of a sudden. So it's not that easy to get big. But if you don't want your upper body to get real huge, just don't do as much volume. Okay, so maybe do like instead of doing 12 sets for shoulders, maybe just do 8 lighter weight. Don't push yourself as hard, and then keep your diet in check. You're not gonna grow as much. It's that simple. Brandon Patterson, are test boosters worth the money? Do they work? So if you're over 25, yes, test boosters are absolutely worth the money. Your testosterone starts to decrease when you're about 25 years old. So supplements such as Protest Max will absolutely help you boost your testosterone levels. And testosterone is the most powerful, most important hormone for the male body for building muscle and losing body fat. So yes, absolutely, test boosters are worth it, especially if you're over 25. Next question from Anna Edwards. I'm going to start one of your programs on the 10th. You only recommended the Beauty Dream supplement. Would you recommend the Make Her Lean during the day as well, or only take one product for fat burning? So the Beauty Dream is a sleep aid / nighttime fat burner, but it's not a stimulant, no caffeine, so you can absolutely take both. Make Her Lean is a thermogenic fat burner. So a thermogenic fat burner will increase your body temperature, you'll sweat more, your metabolism will be revved up. So you absolutely take both. Take the Make Her Lean in the morning. I recommend taking it before your morning cardio, if you're doing morning cardio, or before your morning workout. And then Beauty Dream, you just take 30 minutes before bed. So yes, absolutely you can take both. Next. Hey coach, I'm currently on a bulking plan with you. What do you recommend to get my calves grow and look bigger? So for calves, I'll give you a tip here. So I started doing this probably about 2 years ago, and it's helped immensely. So every other day, I'll do 4 sets of either standing or seated calves at the end of the workout. Okay, so let's say Monday, Wednesday, Friday, At the end of the workout, I'll do 4 sets seated Monday, 4 sets standing Wednesday, 4 sets seated Friday, 4 sets by 12, and I go progressively heavier and get a full stretch of the bottom and a double flex on the way up. Now, if you don't know what the double flex is, I call it the LBD double pump. A double pump on the way up, and that's gonna, I guarantee, will help you grow your calves. So you're gonna train them 3 times a week, and the reason that works, and it's not overtraining, is because you're only doing 4 sets per day. So Monday 4 sets, Wednesday 4 sets, Friday 4 sets. So the volume is lower, but do calves every other day, either seated or standing, and I guarantee you they'll get bigger. Okay. So next question is Shay H. What are the best exercises to get quads to grow when you have bad knees? So, I can definitely relate to this. I have bad knees from my prior injury. So for your quads to grow, you just got to find exercises that you can do that don't cause your knees further pain. Okay, so for me, I still warm up on a treadmill. I'll walk for 5 to 10 minutes. Warming up is super important, okay? Then I'll do leg extensions. Now with leg extensions, I don't go all the way up, so it's not any pressure on my knees. So I'll warm up with the treadmill, leg extensions, then I'll go into leg press, and I still recommend doing some form of squat. So if you have bad knees, you don't have to free weight squat. You don't need to barbell squat, but I do recommend doing some form of squats. So for me, I really love the hack squat. There's a couple of gyms here that have a pendulum squat, Smith machine squat. So I do recommend you squatting, even if it's super lightweight. But you don't have to, try to put 200 pounds, 200, 300 pounds on your back and do heavy squats. So you just find exercises that work for you and your body and that don't cause further knee pain. Now the biggest tip really is to warm up your knees. So do the treadmill 5-10 minutes, or warm up on a bike for 5-10 minutes, and then get into the workout. Michael D, for home training, home gym, what are your top pieces of equipment to have needs? So if you're training from home, and a lot of my clients are training from home, and I always design your workouts based off equipment you have access to. So on the questionnaire, you just put the equipment you have access to, and I design your workouts based off that. But what equipment is necessary? Well, no equipment is necessary. If you don't have equipment, I design body weight workouts, but I would, a barbell with a set of weights, dumbbells up to, I don't know, 50, 70 pounds, depending how strong you are. Now, once you get past that and into machines, obviously a bench would be nice. Once you get into machines, a leg press and the cable row pulley station, would be my first choice. I've never had a home gym though. I've always lived in condos or apartments that I go to the apartment gym, or I got 5 different gym memberships I go to. But if I was training from home and I had unlimited funds and I could get equipment, I would have barbell, dumbbell, leg press, a cable row, pull down pulley station. My next choice is maybe one of those that is a leg extension and leg curl. Those would be my top ones. Okay. Kevin Pyatt. Hello, Lucas. My question is muscle memory real? If so, how long would it take to get back your gains with proper diet and 5 to 6 workouts a week? So it really depends on how long you were working out prior. So I'll give you an example. I was working out for 10 years with no breaks longer than just a couple of days off a week. I was working out for 10 years before I got injured, and I took 4 months off the gym because I tore both my quads. And when I got back in the gym, I gained my muscle back, most of it pretty fast, because I had muscle memory from working out for 10 years. So if you've been working out for a long time and then you stop and get back at it, yeah, your muscle memory is real. But if you're only working out for like 2, 3, 4 years, you're not gonna have much muscle memory. So the longer you've been working out, the more muscle memory you have. So you didn't really give me a lot of background. You didn't really give me a lot of background there with how long you've been working out. But yeah, muscle memory is definitely real, especially if you've been working out a long time, so now I've been working out for 16 years. If I stop working out for 2 months and then go back at it hard, the muscle's gonna come right back because I have that mind-muscle connection is the main thing. Okay, we got 2 more questions. Chris Hodge, Chris Cusdale Hodge, what's the best warm-up? I'm sure there are different ones for leg or upper body day. Yeah, so For warming up on leg day, you just want to walk on a treadmill, do the bike, do the elliptical 5-10 minutes. The idea is to get blood in the legs, get circulation moving, get them warm, get your knees warm. And that's going to be your warm up for leg day. But really for warming up, either for legs or upper body, it's very simple. Now you can get into more complex warm-ups. I'm not going to get into here. You know, I have an ebook on my website that says how to warm up. But just a general advice for warm-ups is you just do the first exercise with lighter weight. You know, so there's really, I don't really practice a specific warm-up routine. Now, like I said, if you're doing legs, walk on a treadmill 10 minutes, do elliptical 10 minutes. But my warm-up is the first exercise on my plan, just super lightweight. So for example, chest day, pec deck flies, I'll do 25 reps, a couple sets, warm up. I will say on chest day and shoulder day, I do these little flies in between sets, just like this, shoulder circles, whatever you want to call them. And then on chest day, it also is super important to keep your chest filled with blood during the workout. So I'll do like little chest flies during the workout. I am a big believer in that. But there's really no specific warm-up routine. You just do the first exercise with lighter weight. And then leg day, like I said, walk on a treadmill, get your blood moving. But, you know, there's not like some complicated, you know, there's not a complicated warm-up routine. Now, if you want to get into more specifics, I do have that ebook. But in general, you just do the first exercise, lighter weight. Last question, Wendy Caballero Martinez. How long should weight training take? Cheat day, what is your opinion on that? How apart for a cheat meal be? So I kind of gave you the cheat meal thing. I kind of answered that before. How long should weight training take? 60 to 90 minutes, depending on the body part you're working. You know, if you're doing legs or back, I'm in the gym a little longer. If I got a workout partner, if I'm filming, I'm in the gym a little longer, depending on the specific situation. But in general, your weight training session should take about 60 minutes. If you're doing longer than that, you're probably talking in between sets. You know, 60 minutes is a good benchmark. Okay, that's all the questions. Like, comment, subscribe. You know, I enjoy doing these YouTubes. I hope you enjoy watching them. Thank you to everyone who asked a question. And thank you for the support. And thank you for watching. Lucas, I'm out of here. Peace.